Hello and welcome to episode 32 of Daryl Show Your Work. In this episode, I will be showing different ways in which we could automate some of our security scanning, specifically using the Linux system auditing tool, Lynis auditing software, and also OpenVAS. All right, so we're going to start with the Linux auditing software, but just want to give a brief overview of exactly what that is for those that may not know. So it's an open source security auditing tool designed to perform comprehensive security scans on Linux-based systems only. It's widely used for system hardening and vulnerability detection and compliance testing. All right, so this is a software that you may find security auditors using to find vulnerabilities in your system to make sure you're compliant with certain legal frameworks such as um, uh, PCI, DSS, um, and things of that without going through the whole list of GDPR, without going through the whole list of those frameworks. Just know that this could be used to audit against those. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a SSH connection um, into a device on our local network here. So I'm going to say SSH Ubuntu dash user and it's at 192.168.1.100. All right, give it my password here. All right, so now that we're in, we're going to start up Linux. So I'm going to say sudo. All right, Linux audit system, and that's what gets our scan going here on the system that we're on. Give it my password again. All right, so we're going to give it a few seconds here to run a scan. So what the output of this is going to essentially give us, it's going to show us where some of our vulnerabilities are, and the output is surprisingly in really plain English. So it shouldn't be hard, for most people to understand what it is that they're looking at. And as you can see, it does a quite a bit of searching here. It's going to give us a lot of output based upon how much it finds, but we're only going to go through maybe a handful of that output just to get the basic gist of um, of what it is that Linus looks for when doing the scans. So just giving it a few more seconds here. All right. So if we scroll up just a little bit here, we can see that it found has 53 recommendations. All right. So if we want to see what those recommendations are, let's scroll up just a little bit. All right. So here's a few of them. So here's some recommendations. So consider hardening SSH configuration. And this is permitting the root login and it's saying change the configuration from yes to no. Again, see, pretty simple. Consider hardening your SSH configuration. Port 22. It seems like it's saying to maybe put it at an alternative port so a potential attacker won't be able to know exactly where your SSH um, uh, port is instead of making it the default port. And let's see, let's find another one. Just one more to kind of glance over here. Okay, like the max authentication tries. So right now it's set to six tries, which is very generous. So it's saying it's set it to two, which is honestly is is a little harsh, but it's saying basically if a user fails to authenticate twice, then lock them out. All right. So that's just some examples of how Linux operates and some of the recommendations it makes based upon vulnerabilities that it finds. So we want to be able to automate this. So a way that we could do that is we could modify our crontab file, which is responsible for scheduling tasks within Unix. So to do that, I'm gonna say sudo crontab, all right, and then I'm gonna say -e to edit, all right. And we're going to go inside of that file there. So I'm going to tell it we're going to use the nano text editor. All right. So with now that we're in here, we're going to write in a schedule for it. All right. So I'm going to specify what it is that I'm doing here. So I'm going to say 0, 3, star, 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 and then I'm automating the file that I'm automating. I'm telling it where it's located. User sbin Lynis audit system. All right. Then we want to pipe that over to var log Lynis. Okay. Then we're going to do dash $sign. All right. Then we're going to give it a format of how we want it to run. So date. All right. Then we're going to say, or did plus backslash %y for year dash backslash lowercase m. Oh no, we're going to do percent lowercase m for month. Right. Let's go back here. Forgot to add my dash there. All right, and then we're gonna percent %d for day. Then we're gonna close that up. Let's say dot log. All right, because we want the result of that log. Let's say ampersand 1. Okay, so basically what I did here is I told um, Linux to have a Linux to schedule it to run once daily at 3 a.m. That's essentially what this line is doing here. And I'm adding that to our cron job, so our scheduled task. So the operating system is going to know now to run this Linux scan every day at 3 a.m. just to kind of always check on our security posture. So I'm gonna hit Control X and I'm gonna hit yes to save that. All right, so that's how we will automate this. That's what a Linux scan looks like, and that's how we would automate that Linux scan is by make it into a cron job within our cron tab scheduler. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, let's try to also automate a OpenVAS scan. Since previous videos I worked with that, want to show exactly what that looked like. Not too complicated. So I'm just search for OpenVAS here. See. Okay. There we go. All right. So click run OpenVAS. All right. let's see. I know I should be getting an option to start. Let me see. There we go. All right. Then we're going to click GVM start. All right. So it's asking me for my password. So I'm going to give it to it. All right. So it's starting up the GUI interface for me. So give it a few seconds just to do that. All right. So we are in OpenVAS. All right. So I'm going to give it my user credentials. All right. So we're an administrator. Okay. Hold on. Didn't like something I wrote there. Let's try again. Let's see. All right. It's not liking something I'm doing. Here we go. Okay. Not showing what I was fat fingering there. All right. So the first thing we want to do is go into configurations and we want to set our target. All right. So we're going to go over here to new target. All right. And I'm going to start populating this. Not a whole lot of information to put in here. So we're going to call this target 1. All right. Then we're going to put where our target is located, which is 192.168. We're going to aim in at that device we were doing the SSH session on, 100. All right, and then we're going to move down the port list, and then we're going to choose all TCP and Nmap top 100 UDP ports. All right, then I'm going to save that. All right, then I'm going to go back up here to configuration, and this time I'm going to choose schedules. So now we want to set the schedule, and I'm going to move here to the left. In the left hand corner, choose new schedule. All right, so I'm going to call this something simple, just time 1. All right, then I want it to run, let's run this at every day. Let's run this at 2 p.m. Let's see, 2:30 every day. All right, so 2:30 p.m. every day. All right, and then we're going to set the recurrence. We're going to set it to a custom recurrence. So we want it, let's have it to run once a week. I like that idea. And we're going to have it to run every Monday, once a week. All right. So I'm going to hit save. All right. So now we're going to move over here to our scans. And we're going to go to tasks. All right. Over here on the left, we're going to go to new task. All right. So we're going to name this, let's see, scan target. Let's say scan target 1. All right, and then we're going to choose our scan target. So we're going to choose the one that we just created, which is target 1. And then we're going to choose the schedule that we just created, which is time 1. All right, and I believe that should be all the parameters that we need to set as far as, oh, and then almost forgot, for scanner, we want to see CVEs. So we're going to specify CVE. All right. And we should be good to go. All right. So I'm gonna hit save. All right. So I'm going to hit the play button on here to start the scan. So this scan actually should not take nearly as long as in my previous video when I just spent the majority of the time on that video on introducing OpenVAS and what that was. This shouldn't take us as long, so I could run this in real time for us and not have to worry about um, it taking up too much time. See, we're already done. All right, so if we want to just um, view the results of this, we would just go to um, reports. And I'm not going to go through all. The reason I'm doing this is just to show what the actual report looks like um, after the scan. This is what we should be seeing every day um, after 2:30. Um, our specialists, our investigators, our cybersecurity folks should be able to go in here, and then they should be able to see our posture. And this gives us too what CVEs that it found. It's quite a few that are high. So they have a lot of work to do as far as patching. But that's going to essentially bring us to the end of the video. So what I really just wanted to do, I wanted to first just kind of show what Linux is and what the type of security scan and output it has, and also show how we could then take that functionality and schedule it for it to do it automatically by itself on a day-to-day basis, and then do the same thing with OpenVAS. So really, all that our security analysts will have to do is to check the output and the logs of both to kind of see what the current security posture is of our organization, and then move accordingly. So again, if you look at a lot of this patchwork, a lot of this output here from OpenVAS, they would have a lot of patching to do as far as these high CVEs. And same thing with some of the recommendations of Linux. They would have to make some configuration adjustments as far as what it found in SSH. All right, so that brings us to the end. Please like, share, and subscribe. Most importantly, show your work. And until next time, take care of yourself